Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan, together with her host President Yoweri Museveni, today put pen to paper on agreements that will pave way for the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline. The two presidents signed a host government agreement and a shareholding agreement.
And also recognizing that the shareholding agreement has also been signed by all stakeholders on 11th of April 2021.
The signing of this agreement is an auspicious occasion, not just for Uganda and Tanzania, but the entire East Africa region.
I salute the government of Tanzania for the tax concessions they made to keep the tariff paid by the owners of the oil to be limited to $12.77 per barrel.
Dickens Asimwe Kata, a lawyer specializing in oil and gas, explains what the agreements mean for Uganda.
You have bankers saying we need guarantees that actually this pipe will be in operation at least for the first 7 years. When the loan is running, the debt servicing period will be about 7 years. So the loan will have grown to about 5.3 billion. So every shareholder must make commitments to that effect, that the pipe will stay in play until we have been paid, the debtors. So they will require all those obligations signed in the tariff and transportation agreement. So you'll find that the government will be guaranteeing obligations of the national company. Tanzania will be doing that to their eco of a national company, which is the TPDC. And then Total, the mother Total, will actually be also giving those guarantees for the Total in Uganda, which is the Total E&P. And then you have CNOOC in Beijing also giving such guarantees. So that is what the tariff and transportation agreement entails. Then you have a shareholders agreement, which is basically like any other normal shareholders agreement, like a business in town. Like I said, the pipeline is a normal business. So you have shareholders saying this is how we'll appoint the CEO, this is how we're going to run the accounts, this is how we're going to pay our workers, this is how we're going to share the money at the end of the day, because it's a dividend business. And then so you have those three which operationalize the previously signed HG and IGA, and the moment you have those in place, then everyone can go back to their board and they sit and they make that final investment decisions.
Foreign Affairs Minister Sam Kutesa read a communique in which the two heads of state authorized the oil companies Total and CNOOC to proceed with the award of contracts to the companies that have expressed interest in the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline.
That having concluded the tariff and transportation agreement and the host government agreement for the Republic of Uganda and the shareholders agreement for shareholders the ECOP company, the companies can now launch the ECOP project and award the main engineering, procurement, and construction projects.
It's a very large project, one of the largest which will be developed on this continent. It represents an effort, an investment of more than $10 billion between the development upstream in Tilenga and Kingfisher and with the pipeline.
But sources privy to inside dealings in the oil sector have revealed that 8 companies have already expressed interest in the construction of the crude oil pipeline. The companies are Sissim SPA from Italy, China Petroleum Pipeline Engineering Company Limited from China, the Gwing Oilfield Construction Group Company Limited from China, Sinopec International Petroleum Services Company, also from China, SAR Project Middle East, FZE, from the United Arab Emirates, R&T Hydrocarbon Engineering Limited from India, Speakerback from France, Siciliano and Enereco from Italy.
Because the pipeline is not going to be built by Total or CNOOC, it's actually going to be built by a special purpose vehicle that will have shareholders who will be Total, CNOOC, the Uganda National Company and the Tanzania Pipeline Development Corporation, TPDC, as shareholders. So you have those then coming into a shareholders agreement. So
after today, I will now be ready to table a bill which we call the East African Crude Oil Pipeline Bill for the government of Uganda. We are already ready with a draft.
What now remains is when the two countries will sign the final investment decision that will take Uganda into full oil production. Jingo Francis, NTV Weekend Edition.